Hey, welcome to this week's The Real Estate of Life with Kevin Riles. This is your host, Kevin Riles. I am in my bedroom office. That's not in my bedroom. We're going to talk about 3 random thoughts I had about real estate. So 3 random thoughts about real estate this week. Hey, DJ, hit that music, please.
Support for this program comes from the Digital Broadcasting Network, presenting podcasts and web series from everyday people who have an extraordinary passion to make the world a better place.
Hey, this is Kevin Riles. Welcome to the Real Estate of Life with Kevin Riles. I am doing something a little bit different today. I'm actually shooting from my home office. I haven't been able to get to Mr. Producer, so I promised him a video and a podcast. And so it's going to be a quick one today. We're testing something out here, so hopefully you guys can bear with us. If you're looking at the video, yes, I do have my daughter's headphones on. They're white. I decided not to wear the pink ones. I'm just testing all this newfangled technology out. I'm excited to be with you again this week. I'm testing out mics and camera. Y'all would be very proud of me. For those of you listening in the car, I got a little wireless mic, or not wireless mic, wire mic on me. I'm dressed real casual. I'm looking very debonair, if I do say so myself. I got the scenery. It took me about an hour to get this stuff set up. And behind me, you have this scenery of my computer and some books. I tried to make myself look like a good professor and a smart guy. So welcome again to this week's The Real Estate of Life with Kevin Riles. Wanted to talk to you quickly today about just some random thoughts I've had about real estate here in the last couple of weeks and months. I've been, as you know, if you follow the podcast, I've been doing a lot of education, personal education, going as I obtain my CCIM designation for commercial real estate, which means Certified Commercial Investment Member. It is analogous to kind of a certified financial planner in financial planning or professional engineer in engineering. Takes a lot of requirements, a lot of production, a certain amount of production you have to produce. Usually over $10 million in production over a period of time, or 25 commercial real estate transactions. You have to document them, and then you also have to take 6 classes that are pretty intense 1-week classes. So I sit for that exam in October. It's a 1-day exam with a 2-day prep course. So it's a 4-day process basically, and if you pass the exam, you get pinned as a CCIM the very next day, and if you don't, they give you opportunities to retake the test. But in that process, meeting different people from around the country. I've been taking all my classes in and around Houston, in and around Texas. I've met a whole lot of different people from Texas, from Wyoming, from California, from the East Coast, and it's just interesting to hear their stories of how they got into real estate and why they were in real estate. And these are not just brokers; these are investors that take these classes, developers, and things of that nature. And so I didn't get all these random thoughts from it. I got some random thoughts recently from some transactions I'm involved in. And so one of the things that I want to tell you is that investing in real estate is possible. It's possible. I've had quite a few people contact me via Facebook, via email, want to meet with me, and they just think that it is overwhelming to invest specifically in commercial real estate because the numbers are bigger. And so I want to encourage you out there that you can do this. I've seen people that started off with one house and have built it into 50 houses. I've seen people that have started off with one house and built it into multiple apartment complexes. I have a client now who had gotten about 6 or 7 houses, decided he wanted to do multifamily. I got him his first 13 unit apartment complex, and now we're under contract for a 24 unit within a year of him buying his first apartment complex. And so it is possible, and this is the reason that it's possible. If you will allow yourself to, 1, learn from other people, 2, do your own research and own self-education, and then 3, do not be afraid to partner with people. Do not be afraid to partner with people. I often see that some of my clients will get together with people that they met at a real estate networking event, put together a partnership and go buy a property. They'll make money and then they'll contact me to sell it and with no problems. But it's amazing the number of people that I have that are interested in commercial real estate that don't quite have the money to get a bigger property or a property that's producing more income because they are either afraid or do not want to partner with people. I met with someone recently, said, hey, I want to build up my own portfolio first before I go partner. And really, the easier way to do that is to partner first and then go build your own portfolio from a commercial real estate standpoint. You can much easier do that, build a portfolio in single family quicker than you can in multifamily or in retail or any other type of commercial. So just a random thought is don't be afraid to partner. Don't be afraid to get with people. And I just would encourage you to employ the services of a good real estate attorney. And when you partner with people, whether you know them or not, as long as they're qualified, just make sure that your paperwork is correct and your operating agreement covers items as far as what happens if someone passes away, what happens if someone wants to get out of the deal after you close, how do people get distributions, how does voting happen, and so on and so forth. And so I just want to encourage you, random thought number one is you can do it. You can actually invest in commercial real estate, and it's not something that is like, oh my God, I can never do it. I just like listening to podcasts and reading about it. Which brings up point number two, random thought number two. Random thought number two is you must understand that education is key. Listening to podcasts, reading books, going to networking events. You must do those things. You cannot learn about and do commercial real estate or any type of real estate without being connected to other folks. I'm basically self-taught in real estate, and I don't recommend that path. When I first got into real estate 20 years ago, I didn't have a lot of mentors or folks that would mentor me, so I was self-taught. I read everything I could. I went to events and things of that nature, and I've been blessed now to go to classes and things of that nature, but I couldn't even do that when I first got started because I was working full-time as a computer project manager. And so with that being said, you have to educate yourself. Yes, you should hire a broker and professionals that do this every day, like myself, to assist. But it's always better for me to work with someone that brings a little bit to the table as far as knowledge, or hey, I read this, is this true? Because there's a basis of knowledge there. So it's never too late to get educated, whether it be formal education where you're taking classes, where you're looking at stuff online. And it's amazing what you can learn on YouTube. You can learn some bad stuff on YouTube as well, but it's amazing what you can learn on YouTube. YouTube has everything from how to change the oil in your car to how to replace an engine to how to do derivatives and complex financial transactions. And so it's amazing. My daughter, who's 15, has become an expert at putting on makeup based on YouTube. And when you talk to her about makeup, she sounds like a PhD in makeup. It's amazing how much she knows about makeup. And she learned that from YouTube. Her mom has never taught her how to put on lipstick or how to put on base or any of that nature. So to me, I was thinking about that the other night when she was talking about the different types and what you're supposed to do with base. And I was like, how does she learn all this? And she said YouTube. And so, YouTube is a great source. As we joke around our house, Goggle, or really Google, is a great source. But again, networking with other people that have done it. And by the way, you don't have to go out and pay for these mentorship classes if you don't want. I'm not downing those classes. A lot of people want that level of intensity, and if you're paying for it, then to me what you're paying for is access to that person on a pretty consistent basis, and they're going to take you through a proven methodology. But you don't have to pay these programs. All of that stuff is available online. There are mentors out there that will help you if you help them. Hey, I'll go out and scout properties for you if you teach me how to do it. Hey, I'll analyze if you're more of an analytical person and good with spreadsheets. Hey, I'll develop a spreadsheet based on your formula of how you analyze properties. I'll offer that up to you for free if you just mentor me. So there are a lot of ways to get quote unquote free information and educate yourself. So again, random thought number 2 is, get educated about real estate. And then finally, I'm just going to do 3. Again, this new technology. So I'm actually right now worried that this is still recording because this is some good information. Random thought number 3 is start today. Start today. Start getting yourself educated today. Start calling brokers, asking about properties. Had a client call me the other day, a potential client, and wanted to get into multifamily investing. And he had all of these criteria. Like, I want it, it has to be a certain cap rate. It has to have a certain cash on cash return. It has to do all this stuff that he had educated. So I give him credit for educating himself. But he had never scrubbed a deal before. And when I say scrubbed a deal, he had never called on a property, gotten the financials, and looked at an actual deal. All this he had learned through reading and through case studies and things of that nature. And I told him the best way to learn is to actually scrub deals, because some of the requirements he was giving me were unrealistic for the market that we're in. And so I said, hey, why don't I do this? Why don't I send you a couple properties to take a look at? Why don't I send you the financials and you analyze the financials so that you can kind of get a sense of what's really going on, how to really look at a real set of financials. So, but I'll give him credit. He started, right? He started making phone calls to commercial brokers who specialize in investment brokers like I do, and specifically multifamily. And so you have to start today. You have to start today. You have any goal, regardless of commercial real estate and investing, you have to start. You have to. It doesn't have to be large chunks as far as moving forward. It can be small baby steps. Don't believe the HGTV model that all good real estate deals happen in 30 minutes with 4 commercials. That is just not the case. Those deals that you see on HGTV as far as flipping are probably 2 to 3 months deals, but they do it in 30 minutes because it's a 30-minute window for that particular show. I can tell when people have gone to a class that gives them unrealistic expectations. But again, I can't fault them because they're starting. A lot of people just kind of analyze. And typically people that are interested in commercial real estate are typically kind of analytical thinkers. So it's going against their nature to do something while trying to know everything about it. While you're getting educated, you can be doing. So while you're doing random thought number 2, you can be doing random thought number 3. So again, this is Kevin Riles with the Real Estate of Life. 3 quick random thoughts I had. Also, this is a test of my new technology. So we'll find out from Mr. Producer and you guys if this really works. And I will see you guys next week. Hey, thanks for listening as always. Do you have questions about any of the topics I'm talking about? If you have questions, let me know. Email me at kevin@kevinriles.com. Again, that's kevin@kevinriles.com. I'm going to do a podcast just on the questions that you guys are sending me. So feel free to send them to me. Again, that's kevin@kevinriles.com.